The haunted collapse of Church Road, Old Swan, Liverpool's forgotten paranormal nightmare. Liverpool has had its fair share of ghost stories, from the airy tunnels beneath Edge Hill to the shadowed alleys of the city's past. But in the 1980s, something terrifying happened on Church Road in Old Swan. An event so disturbing, it awoke something in the ground beneath, something that had been waiting. This is the story of the Church Road hauntings, the sinkhole that swallowed more than just earth. It unearthed spirits long buried. The collapse, a disturbance below. It started with the ground, soft, shifting and unstable, beneath the homes of Church Road. An underground stream known as Tue Brook had been flowing for centuries. It had once been a vital water source, feeding wells that dotted the neighbourhood in the 1800s. But by the 1980s, the hidden brook had eroded the land, and one by one, gardens began to sink. Then the holes appeared. Some were small, barely noticeable, but others gaped open, 30 feet deep, swallowing fences, sheds, and peace of mind. The collapse had awakened something, and soon the people of Church Road would experience horrors beyond their worst nightmares. A surge of paranormal activity. Shortly after the ground gave way, strange figures were seen at night, shadowy forms gliding along the street. Just beyond the reach of the streetlights, windows would rattle violently, even when the air was still. And then things got worse. One family living in number 35 began experiencing terrifying disturbances. Objects moved on their own, plates shattered in empty rooms, voices whispering, murmuring filled the landing at night, sending chills down the spines of anyone who dared to listen. But the worst was yet to come. One night, a young boy was abruptly awakened by an invisible force. A sharp sting struck his leg. When his parents rushed in, they found a red handprint seared into his flesh, but no one had been there. And then there was him, the man in the Quaker-style clothing. Residents of number 35 saw him often standing at the foot of the stairs, watching, unmoving, cold, as if he had stepped out of another time, forever trapped in the house. The family could take no more. Glass shattered on its own, plates exploded, and the atmosphere grew unbearable. So thick with dread that even the bravest refused to stay alone at night. Desperate, they turned to the church for help. The cleansing, a battle between light and dark. A priest was called to number 35, armed with holy water and scripture. He stepped inside, bracing himself for the unknown. As he blessed the rooms, the air grew colder. Lights flickered, the unseen presence fought back. But as the water touched the walls, a terrible wailing sound echoed through the house, and then silence. The mystery of the hidden tunnel. During the collapse, one homeowner made a shocking discovery. A hidden tunnel buried for centuries was exposed beneath their house, leading in the direction of Edge Hill. Was it an escape route, a forgotten passage from an older time, or something much, much darker? Edge Hill is no stranger to secrets. Could this tunnel have been connected to something deep beneath the city? A place lost in history, or worse, a place never meant to be disturbed. The paranormal link. Why water draws spirits? But why did the activity surge after the sinkholes? Paranormal researchers believe that flowing water, like The Tue Brook stream beneath Church Road can act as a conduit for supernatural energy. Water carries life, and some say the dead. Many of the most haunted places in the world are built near rivers, lakes, or underground streams. Could it be that when the land shifted, it broke a barrier between our world and something far older, something buried beneath Liverpool for centuries until that fateful collapse? The haunting lingers. Today, Church Road appears quiet, its history buried beneath new foundations. But those who remember the 1980s recall the fear, the whispers in the night, the shadowed figures that lingered just out of sight, and some believe they never really left. So if you ever find yourself walking alone on Church Road late at night, pay attention, watch the windows, listen to the wind, because the spirits of the past may be still watching you.